So these are the things that we're going to be using. I'm going to be using a 6x6 card base and envelope, the ribbons, a topper, one of the 6x6 card pieces or pretty printed papers, Elmer's glue, the Tombow mono liquid glue, the little gems, one of the sentiment strips, and the foam pad tape, and also one of the Pigma micro pens to write the sentiment. And so here we are. I've cut out all of the pieces. I've chosen that piece of card, that topper, and that sentiment piece. There's my base card and my envelope. I'll just pop the envelope out of the way. I just check that my base card is opening the way that I want it to, so you can either have it opening that way or you can have it opening this way. I think for this one I might have it opening that way. Yeah, just for today. So I'm just going to have a little play about with the layout just to make sure I'm happy with it. So a piece of paper fits on the piece of card, and then I think what I might do is, yeah, have this topper a little bit higher up, so off centre, a little bit further up the card, and with the sentiment, what I might do is I might have that about here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I've cut a couple of pieces of ribbon, and all I don't need to use very much, but all I'm going to do with these is just twist them over, and I'm going to add those to the card, probably just there. So what I'm going to do first of all, I am going to write my sentiment, and I think I will write birthday wishes, I think. Yeah. That's all. Birthday wishes. And before I put everything together, I've already decided that I am going to lift this up a little bit off the card, and I'm also going to lift the sentiment off as well. Shall I, or shall I just lift the sentiment? I'll just lift the sentiment. So we're going to start by adding the base, and I'm going to use the Elmer's glue for this. So as you can see, goes on really quick. Make sure my card's the right way up. Make sure it's the center and it looks level all the way around before I give it a really firm press. And then I'm going to stick the topper on. And I decided to add this just a little bit higher up the card, and again give that a good press. Put the lid back on the glue, And with this, I'm going to have this coming off the card a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to use these sticky tabs. And I'm just wondering if it'll be, yeah, perfect. So I just need to measure up my sticky pads to around about the right size, which is here. Add this to the back of the sentiment. Put that a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Take the backing off and add the sentiment in the spot that you wanted it. Make sure it's all lined up nicely. Birthday wishes. There we go. And then we'll add a little bit of ribbon. To the card, and I'm going to use a little bit of this sticky tape. I won't be able to see it once it's on, so I'll stick that on the back of the ribbons. Oop, I decided it was going to ping off, and as you can see, the ribbon hides all the little tabs. That can go on here, like so. And I think I will add a little yellow sunflower. Go. How pretty. Lastly, I thought I would add a couple of little gems. This is what we're looking like so far. I think that's a really sweet design. But I just wanted to add a couple of little gems, and in order to do that I'm going to use this Tombow gel. Just make sure it's working. Yeah, and then I'm just going to add a couple of little dots where I want to add a gem, and I'm only going to add a couple, 4. There we go. And I will add some yellow gems. So these are a little bit tricky to add on, but I've got 4 out there. And what you want to do is just make sure that there's a silver back on them. Just make sure that the silver back is going on the glue. That goes on there. Try and remember where I've put the glue now. That one there. That one there. And we've got one more somewhere. Oh, there it is. as you can see, nice and subtle. There's just a little bit of gems on there, nice little flower and ribbon, a nice sentiment which you can just see. Might move that over a little bit. Anyway, birthday wishes. I shall move that over. Luckily this tape, you can move it over, thank goodness. There we go. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to see what the sentiment is. But there you go. Birthday wishes with your gems, using your 6x6 card, ready-made, and a little bit of a flourish with the ribbon. You've made your sentiment yourself with your handwriting, couple of little gems. Really simple, but somebody will really appreciate that card. Hope you enjoyed it. That's a nice simple card for you, and next time we'll make a few more cards in a bit more detail. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.